All right. What's up, guys? How are you all? I think we're live here. We're good. I think we're good. Hope you guys are having a great week. Welcome to the Clarity live stream. Welcome to 9-5 Escape. Again, hope you guys are having a great week. I'm excited for this one today. We're gonna have some fun with this. We're going into discovery mode today. So if you guys are here, if you're with me, if you're watching, say hello in the comments. Let me know that you guys are here. Let me know that you can hear me good. You can see me well. Let me know how your week is going. I'm excited. I want to know what's going on for you guys in business and in life. Um, Share what's going on, share what's new. So we got some good stuff coming up here for you guys today, but welcome to 9-5 Escape. If you guys are new to the group, hi, hello, welcome. And if you haven't done so already after this live stream, go ahead up to the announcements post and introduce yourself. Just say hello, let us know who you are, what you're about. What are you hoping to get out of this group? We want to best serve you. Best way we can do that is by having you tell us what you're hoping to learn. If you're a regular in this group, you know that we are here live every Monday, 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern, sharing what's working for us as we have or are escaping our 9-to-5s for online entrepreneurship. So if you guys are excited for this live stream, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Let us know that you're here. Today, we're going to be talking about getting into discovery mode a little bit, right? And really trying to uncover what is our big idea. It's funny that, so many of us are at the point where we want to get out of our careers or our jobs or 9-to-5. And then we're faced with like the question of what do I actually do? And it's not always as simple as we imagine or as we might hope it is. And to be honest with you, it can really be that one thing that stops a lot of us from actually taking the next step and taking action and going forward and actually getting out of our 9-to-5. So I want to talk about that today. If you guys already have a product, if you have a course, or if you're a coach of some sort, stay tuned here, because this is going to be really useful for you regardless of whether you already know what direction you want to take or not. But if you don't, and if you're kind of in that transition period, you know that you want to get out, but you're not really sure what you want to do, drop a 1 in the comments if you're in that place. We know that this is really for you. We're going to really talk about how to tap into what's possible. So if you guys are ready for this, let me know that you're ready in the comments, and we're going to dive right into this. Hey, Judy, good to see you. It's only Monday. Every day should be a beautiful day. So listen, guys, I'm going to share my screen with you. And I want to talk today about a really unique method that I've learned about, and it's called Ikigai. If anybody is familiar with Ikigai, I'd love to see you drop in the comments, so that means you know how to spell it. It's a Japanese term, Ikigai, and it's something that a lot of Japanese live by. And it translates into basically the reason why we wake up every morning. And it's cool because actually there have been some studies done in different areas of Japan where Ikigai is really prominent, and it's focused on heavily within their cultures. And the studies showed that those people actually had longer lives than those who didn't practice Ikigai. And it's the only thing that they could really determine as the factor that really led them to living longer lives, is because they wake up every morning fulfilled and happy and excited to do what they're going to do. I remember, when I was in corporate, and I wasn't excited every morning when I woke up. Sometimes I was really dreading what was coming, or the trip that I had to take, or so many different things. You guys, where I'm at. But the idea and the way that we can live a fulfilling life, and as entrepreneurs to move in that direction, is to really first discover what it is that's going to drive us forward. Because I know that after a number of years, if you've been doing the same work, whether you've been with the same company or not, maybe you've been in the same industry, performing the same sort of roles, we get to this point where we lose touch with what our passions are. Even if it hasn't been a very long amount of time, sometimes we forget what those things in life are that excite us. The things that you would do all day long if you could, given the time. So we want to tap into that place. And I'm going to give you guys five different things that you can do to really zero in on your Ikigai by the time you leave this call. So if you guys are ready to jump into this, drop a 2 2 down below in the comments. Let me know that you guys are with me. We're going to jump into Ikigai here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen so that we can get a little bit interactive together here. And I just want to find what I'm looking for. Let's see. That's not the one I want. All right, let's do whiteboard. So, all right, so you guys should be seeing my whiteboard here, and we're just going to have to improvise a little bit as I move things around. So just hang tight here so that I can see what I'm doing as well. So what we want to start with is Ikigai. So I'm going to spell it out here for you guys, Ikigai. And see if we can make that a little bit larger if possible. There we go. So Ikigai, and this is how we'll just kind of do one of these things. Ikigai. How's that? All right, guys. And this is really translates into the reason you wake up every morning. So there's a couple of things that we can do to really get clear on this, because, ultimately, here's what I see a lot of people making the mistake of doing is, you decide you want to get into online entrepreneurship, and all of a sudden you start looking around, seeing what other people are doing in the space and saying, well, that person is really successful at this. Maybe I should try that. Or this person is doing that and seems to be working for them. Maybe that's what I should do. And actually, I was on a mastermind today with somebody who had that very similar experience. And she told us she had wasted, 2 or 3 years kind of going here and going there and trying this and trying that. And none of those things were actually her passion. She was just doing it because she saw other people being successful at that. And so this is going to help you avoid making that mistake, because ultimately, if you're not passionate about what it is that you're talking about every day, then you're going to find yourself in the same situation that you're in right now, wanting to find a way out and get an escape. So this is step 1 to get this right. Success is largely based on your interest in what you're doing. So if you get this, if you have to take some time with this, that's okay, but you don't want to really get it wrong. You really want to dial in and figure out what it is that's going to drive you. So with that being said, I'm going to make one more statement here, guys, and that is that there are just as many roads to entrepreneurship as there are entrepreneurs. So there's a lot of different approaches. There's a million different things that you can do. So this exercise is designed so you can get excited about entrepreneurship. Don't take the mindset of like, I just don't know what I'm going to do. How am I going to do this? It's going to take me forever. Am I ever going to make any money? Like you need to have the mindset of, this is what I want to do. This is why I'm going to do it. And get excited about that process. In the post that I made for this, I mentioned, have you ever went out and bought a lottery ticket knowing you're not going to win, but just for the reason of getting excited about talking maybe with your partner about what you would do with it, right? It's just a fun exercise, keep things light. And you should approach this the same way, because ultimately this has got to be something you're passionate about, or it's just not going to work for you. Okay. So the first step into uncovering your Ikigai is starting small. Now, this might seem counterintuitive, because I often talk about abundance in this group. In my course, we focus a lot on abundance. I think it's really important, but I don't want you to misunderstand what I mean by abundance. When I say that, I mean thinking in terms of possibility for yourself, not limiting yourself based on what you're told you should be or what your past experiences have told you think you are. It's really about having an openness to all possibility for yourself, and not putting limits on things just based on your experiences. So when I say abundance, that's kind of what I mean. But when we're talking about starting small, the idea here is when you're focusing on, right, this is the key question here, the reason you wake up every morning. That's what we want to really uncover, right? And that's going to end up being what you turn into a course for yourself. But the reason you wake up every morning is the question we're sort of answering with all these 5 steps. So starting small is step number one. And we want to get rid of the idea of grandeur, right? Because this is something like, for example, have. We always want to have this, have that, more, right? But that's not serving us, because if you're thinking about what you don't have or what you want to have, you're not focused on what you already do have. And that's where a lot of our happiness comes from. It's where we are in the present moment. And so when we're thinking about the reason we get up in the morning, the thing that main number one thing that we want to have pull us in a forward direction every day, the first step you're going to do is just start small. Okay. And really what you want to focus on is like focus on one area of your life that needs work, plain and simple. And start with that, and then continue and move on. It's just like when you're starting a business. If I was going to tell you that before you can do this, step one right here, finding your ikigai. If I told you that before you could do this, you had to know what the outcome and the results are going to be of all of your future clients, to the point where you've earned $1 million, then you would never, ever take this step. It's a process. It's a journey. That's all we're doing. So start small. Don't think about the end game with this. Just go back to basics. Okay. I think I've gotten my point across for you guys there. So step number 2 in finding your ikigai is to free yourself. And what do I mean by that? From lots of different things, man. In the Elevate portion of my Escape curriculum, we spend 8 lessons elevating your mindset, your ability to set goals for yourself. We set non-negotiables. We teach you advanced visualization practices. We dig deep. Where are we at? Where are we going? Who do we want to be? Where do we need to level up? Like really going deep. And part of that is freeing yourself from limiting beliefs and past experiences, things that have held you back that you don't realize. I talk about this a lot because we kind of operate, we kind of have this internal voice that gives us a lot of who we end up being as people. So free yourself from that. So free yourself from limiting beliefs, free yourself from what others have told you are, right? How many times do you hear the story of like, when I was in school, my teacher told me I'd never amount to anything and I wasn't smart and this and that. And then that person goes on to create something that changed like the world, right? Free yourself from those things. Free yourself from things you are supposed to be. Maybe you come from a family of doctors or a family of career in the military or something like that, right? And your family has so much pressure on you to be that person, to become that thing. And if it's not you, you have to be able to free yourself from those things before you can actually move into who you want to be. Because if it's sitting there in the back of your head, it's taking up that space, it's stopping you from being able to actually go forward. So one of the exercises that's so important in the Elevate portion of the curriculum is actually tearing up all of those past beliefs, those limiting beliefs, and letting go of them. And we see such amazing results and people having breakthroughs when they've done that because of just getting it out of the way. All right, guys. So if you understand step number 2, just drop step 2 down below. Let me know that you're with me. Awesome. Judy, sounds good. Yeah, for sure. So now you have the extra time as well. So yeah, guys, number 3, we're going to move right along here and get into the third method of finding your ikigai. These might seem so simple because they're not traditionally focused, but you want to consider this question when you're going through all of these things is, what is the reason I'm going to wake up every day? Or what's that passion that's going to drive me? And then address these steps. So number 3 is seek harmony and sustainability. And what do I mean by that? Well, in harmony, I mean, it's got to has to speak kind of through you, let's say. It's something that is like interwoven. You feel it's a natural part of you or a natural ability. You can speak naturally about it. whatever that is. So, for instance, the conversation that I had this morning with the woman who had chosen her initial business based on success of other people was real estate. She had chosen real estate, and she realized she didn't want to give up her nights and weekends. She wasn't really just driven by it. It wasn't exciting to her. It became something that she quickly kind of didn't want to do. And so she ended up just pivoting and trying different things and really finding something that she now is super passionate. You can just see it comes out of her like naturally because she's figured that out. So it's got to have harmony. It has to kind of speak through you, right? Just got to be, congruent with your values and everything else. And sustainability, I mean, that it has to be something that you can earn for a long period of time, right? If this is something you just like also smash grab one-off kind of thing, then you're gonna have trouble scaling this to something that's going to be sustainable for you to live off of. And so by sustainability, I mean it needs demand, basically demand over long term, right? So I'm confident that for as long as I'll be alive, people will want to get out of their jobs or their careers that they don't like, their toxic careers. So I know that this niche for me is sustainable. It's also something that I'm truly passionate about because I was able to make that escape, that transition myself and reap the benefits of that. So when I see other people that are wanting it but aren't going after it, I know that I've got to help. Like I've just got to tell them, spread the news, right? So when things are possible, so it's got to have sustainability, long term, ability to earn money from it. So step 4 in finding your ikigai is to have oops, just losing my notes here, guys. So you need to have joy in the little things. And this is going to kind of follow in with number 5 as well. And number 5, I'm just going to move this up here so you guys can see this. Step 5, I'm going to cover these at the same time because they're really kind of, in my mind, they're very similar, is be in the here and now. Be present. So in order to really dial in on what it is that you love, what's going to be your driving passion, first you're going to have to kind of slow yourself down, take a step back and start to find joy in the little things. And what I mean by that is somebody said this to me and it really hit home, but don't condition your happiness on massive, let's call them wins. And what do I mean is that, a lot of us have gotten to the point where we are only able to be happy about a result if it's gone 100% in our favor and it's like that perfect end game, right? And I don't know how many of you have been there. I've certainly been there before. There's examples of accounts that I've worked on that have, hundreds of thousands of members and so much potential. And I was just focused on that full end game without really looking at the smaller pieces of it and how that could actually grow into something. And so if I wasn't achieving that ultimate final picture in my head, there was no success there. But what happened was I was able to recognize that, pull myself back and say, you know what, having this conversation right here is a huge success. Having somebody on the inside, on my side is a huge success. Having this conversation continue is a huge success. And being excited about those wins was what allowed me to move the entire thing forward. Ultimately, big ships take a long time to turn around or something like that, they say, which is true, right? So find joy in the little things and don't put a condition on your happiness. Like I've got to have this before I can be happy. I've got to be there before I can be happy, because ultimately, I mean, yeah, if you don't take step number 1, you'll never get to step number 100. You just won't take it. So the only way there is by starting with these little, wins and focusing on those. When I turned this around for myself, when I decided to say like everything in my business is a result, not a success or a failure, just a result. And I can celebrate results. I can celebrate them as wins, whether they were positive or negatively impacting the outcome I was looking for. That's when everything really changed for me, because I could have 5 appointments in a day and none of them would move forward, but in my mind that was a win. That was a success. That was something that I could celebrate, because I was able to identify that those 5 people were not a good fit for what I do, and they wouldn't find the results that they were looking for because they wouldn't be a good fit. And so to me, that's a success. It's a win. So find joy in the little things. This is really going to make a big impact for you. Just on a daily basis, you're going to start really having the energy that comes from having lots of wins. And the more success you have, the more likely you are to continue going. If you look at everything as a negative result or a failure, then you're going to stop right away. But if you look at every sort of mishap as an opportunity to learn, to pivot, to be better, then the sky's the limit for you. And the reason why I tie that in with step number 5, which is be in the here and now, be present, is because by being present, we are able to focus on those little things, because the little things really come, in moments in time. And so focusing on the present is, if you got your mind on what might happen if this person says no, or what will happen if I can't do this, what'll happen if I don't do that, you're not focused on what you need to be focused on, which is being in action, right? Talking to people, developing your programs, whatever it is. And if you're focused in what's already happened and trying to figure out how can I change that, you're going to get stuck there too, because we do know that we really can't change the past or the future. We can change the present. And if we're in the present, we're actually here and we're focused with what we're doing. Our productivity is insane because we're so tuned into the current moment. And that's when we can serve people the best as well. So when you're with your clients, if your thoughts are over here, they're speaking to you and you're coming up with answers and solutions, and you're not listening to them, they're not going to perceive the value in what you have to offer, because they're not being heard. And that's something that people can pick up on really easily. So be present, practice being present. So guys, these are your 5 steps for getting and really uncovering your ikigai, the reason why you are going to wake up every morning. So I want you to take some time with these 5 questions here, and don't rush through this, because there's so much available to us. Think about everything. Just create your actual 100% perfect ideal day. Write it out step by step, piece by piece. What would it look like? 100% exactly perfect. Because I did that exercise 4, 5, 6 years ago. And when I opened that back up, I saw that I was doing exactly all of those things. Actually, I had a live on my personal profile maybe a month or 2 ago, if you guys want to go back and check that, telling that story. And so it's super powerful. So just really get into the mode of discovery and get excited about this, because the thought of you being able to wake up every day in ikigai and do whatever you like, and really be happy and fulfilled with that, be able to earn an income doing it. That's super, super important. So you really want to find this middle ground where you are good at something, right? Where the world needs you and where you can also make an income. And right in the center of where they all overlap is your sweet spot. That's where you are going to, make an impact for others and serve others in their lives. So if this landed for you guys, let me know in the comments below that this landed for you. Just drop something that you got out of this 5-step process here, and how it's helped you move forward in the discovery process. So guys, I'm just going to stop my share here. And I've got a special invitation for some of you that are on the call right now. if you are ready to move your business, if you've got a side gig, you have a course, you are a coach or a consultant, and you're ready to move online 100% and really scale your business to the next level, then comment I'm in below and I'll reach out to you and share with you what our escape curriculum looks like. It's a 12-week program where we go really deep and intensive on action, uncovering what it is that you're going to do, why you're going to do it, and who you're going to work with, really determining your niche and then creating all of these systems and processes, putting them all together for you. So you have an ecosystem where people can clearly go through and connect with your programs and your offerings. If you want to see what that looks like for you and for your business, then comment I'm in the comments below. I'll reach out to you. We'll jump on a quick call. It's not a sales call. It's just to find out whether or not I can even help. And then we'll go from there. So if that's something that you would like to explore for you and your business, comment I'm in below. I'll reach out to you. We'll get on the phone and we will see what that looks like for you and your business. Guys, I hope you had some really key takeaways from today's call. Ikigai is so important to tune into, and you can find a whole lot of information about this online as well. So go ahead and just Google Ikigai. You can find some other, great valuable tips on how to start implementing this. But again, just start small, free yourself, seek harmony and sustainability, have joy in the little things, and be in the here and now, because being present is the only way to go. Otherwise, we just don't know what else is coming, and we can't change it. So be here, be present. Guys, I hope you have a great week. If you need anything, if you want to dive deeper into any concepts or topics in the future, then message me, leave them in the comments. Let us know what you want to hear about so that we can help you accelerate your escape quicker, so that more of us can be living the lives of our dreams and not giving all of our time to our 9-to-5s. Hope you guys have a great week, and stay active, stay engaged. We'll see you in the group. I'll see you next Monday at 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern, as always. Cheers, guys. Have a good one.